Pat, when the last time we had Bob on the show, I had asked him about, it was when the Big Ten happened and NBC was involved, and that was a big surprise. Do you think that because NBC will not have, say, a doubleheader every week because they only have half of Notre Dame's schedule because of the home games and neutral sites, do you think that the Big 12 or NBC could be in the water for the Big 12 so they can at least half those weeks where they don't have a doubleheader maintain the doubleheader and keep that rolling through?
Well, I think, right, assuming either the Pac-12 or the Big 12 can get out of their exclusive negotiating windows, either today or eventually for the Big 12's case, that there's enough value with both conferences, but the Big 12 in particular, that an NBC might look at something like that. I think that both conferences as currently configured round out all the media networks' distribution plans. And that is useful. Again, this all comes down to pay TV distributors and what they're prepared to pay. They're prepared to pay the most for the NFL. After the NFL, they're pretty much prepared to pay the most for college football. And so even though Texas and Oklahoma won't be in the Big 12 one way or another in 2 years, that doesn't mean that the Big 12 hasn't drafted off an overall increase in value for elite level college football that won't prove to be very profitable for them, even as they're currently configured. The question is, who are they partnering with, and how does that fit into keeping the Big Ten and the SEC, as I keep saying, in your front windshield as you look forward towards the college football playoff expansion?
Is this discussion or this announcement today that they will at least start whatever this is with the Big 12, is that in any way a sign that ESPN is not going to go all in with the Pac-12?
I don't think it's a sign of anything. I think that that press release was designed to send a message. Okay, ESPN and what ESPN thinks and what Fox thinks aren't going to be impacted by that press release. That doesn't mean that they don't think the Big 12 doesn't have value, and that doesn't mean that they're not welcoming a conversation with Brett, who's, again, a very sharp person. I don't think it means anything to them otherwise than, okay, let's hear what you want to say. We are happy to discuss anything with you. And like I say, organic changes to contracts within term, doing things outside the contract together within term, doing things that sometimes are in conflict with the language of the terms of the contract happen with partners when they have a contract together. You don't always have to change it. And extending or redoing the contract also happens. So it's smart to go. I'm sure that press release, though, has been accompanied with a detailed plan by Brett to get things going. So I just don't believe that they would release a press release like that without a plan to present both networks. And so I would imagine that plan is detailed and thorough, knowing Brett, and it'll be interesting to see what the response is.
Pat, do you think there's any part of the Big 12's plan where OU and Texas' early exit is used as a chess piece, or is that just fantasy land once again?
No, it's totally possible. Like somebody's like, well, there's an exit fee. Okay, well, you're the Big 12, and and you want to get paid, and you want a long-term deal with certain types of media partners. Maybe somehow we figure out that exit fee because Oklahoma and Texas want to leave early. But in exchange for that, the conference is reconfigured somehow or is given a long-term media deal. So there's just ways to figure all of that out. I always talk to some of my investor clients, like adding a year to the term of a deal can change the economics of it because you can push more of the value creation assumptions further out. And sometimes that's how we made deals work at Fox. We just added a year of term because it fixed the economic problems on the front end. It gave you more time to bet on yourself, more times for things to evolve. So there's lots of ways to find $85 million. I'm sure Bob has a lot to say about that and provide some context on that. But there just has to be a value creation exercise that makes sense.
What are one of those ways? I'd like $85 million.
Yeah, we want that recipe.
Just morph yourself into the University of Texas, and suddenly it'll probably show up somehow. Somebody will be prepared to help you figure that out.